Cavalier Song by Robert Browning. Canter's Beigen stood for his king, bidding the crop-headed parliament swing, and, pressing a troop unable to stop, and see the rushes flourish and honest folk drop, marched them along, 50 score strong, great-hearted gentlemen, singing the song. God for King Charles, them in such calls to David prompts them their treasonous pals, cavaliers upper lips from the cup, hands from the pasty, no bite take nor sup, till you're marching along, 50 score strong, great-hearted gentlemen singing the song. Hampton to Helen's obsequious kneel, Sir Hazelrig Fiennes, and young Harry as well, England good cheer, Rupert is near, Kentish loyalists keep we not here. Marching along, 50 score strong, great-hearted gentlemen singing the song. Then, God for King Charles, permit his snarls, to devil pricks and such pestilent carls. Out by the right, you double your might, so onward to Nottingham, fresh for the fight. March we along, 50 score strong, great-hearted gentlemen singing the song. A Face by Robert Browning. If one could have a little head of hers painted upon a background of pure gold, such as the Tuscan's early art prefers, now shading crouching on the mattress mould of those two lips which should be opening soft to the pure profile, not as when she laughs, for that spoils all, but rather as if aloft yon Hyen sieve she loves so, leaned its death's burden of honey-coloured buds to kiss, and kept her twixt the lips apart for whis. Then a little neck, 3 fingers might surround, how it should wave on the pale gold ground, up to the fruit-shaped perfect chin it lifts. And now Correggio loves to mess in the rifts of heaven, his angel face, orb on orb, breaking its outline, burning shades absorb. Do we sound you must wear? I should think whether we see some wonder momently, grow out, stand full, fade slow against the sky. As the pale grown you'd see the sweet face by, all heaven, meanwhile condensed into one eye, which fears to lose the wonder should it wink. A Serenade at the Villa by Robert Browning. That was I you heard last night, when there rose no moon at all, nor to pierce the stranded and tight tent of heaven a planet small. Life was dead, and so was light. Not a twinkle from the fly, not a glimmer from warm, when the crickets stopped their cry, when the oats forbore a term, you heard music, that was I. Each turned in his sleep with pain, sultrily suspired for proof. In at heaven and out again lightning, that broke the roof blood like some few drops of rain. What I could, my words expressed, how my love, my all, my one, singing held the verses best, and when singing's best was done, to my lute I left the rest. So one night, the east was grey, eyed the broad-faced hemlock flowers. Where would be another day, its first of heavy hours found me I had passed away. What become of all the hopes, words and songs and lute as well, save as struck you, when life gropes, fell before the path I fell, light last on the evening slopes. One friend in that path shall be, to secure my step from wrong, one to count the night day for me, patient for watches long, serving most with none to see. Never say, as something bodes, so the worst has yet a worse, and life's halls neath double loads, but if task must curse, when such music on the roads. When no moon succeeds the sun, nor can pierce the midnight's tent, any star, the smallest one, while some drops the lightning rent, shall the final storm begun. The firefly hides its spot, and the garden voices fail, and the darkness thick and hot shall never voice the wail, shapes beware we are not. Has some plague go longer lease, proffering its help and cough? Can't one even die in peace? As one shuts one's eyes on youth, that face the last one sees. Oh, how dark your villa was, windows fastened or to rate, how the garden grudged me grass where I stood, the iron gate ground its teeth to let me pass. A Wall by Robert Browning. Of the old wall here, how I could pass life in a long midsummer day, feet confined to a plot of grass, my eyes from a wall not once away. And lush and lithe the creepers clove, yon wall I watch, the wealth of green, its warm red bricks wrapped, nothing aloof, and labyrinths of tangle were love between. Now what is it makes a pulsate a rope, a tremble the sprays, what life orbs the body, the house no eye can probe, divine the span of a rope, the limbs, and there again, the heart may guess what tripped behind. She sang, perhaps, that the old wall throbbed, its life's excess died out in the vein of the leafy wraps. Wall upon wall are between us, life and song shoot away from heart to heart. I, prison bird, with a ruddy strife abreast, and a lip when storm not start. Hold on, hope hard, in the subtle thing that spirit, for cloistered fast, soar free, a countess wood, breaks down this ring of rueful neighbors, and forth to be. A Woman's Last Word by Robert Browning. Let's contend no more, laugh, strive nor weep, all be as before, laugh, only sleep. What so wild as words are, I in vain debate as birds are, hawk on bow. See the creature stalking while we speak, hush and hide the talking, cheek on cheek. What so false as truth is false to we, if a serpent's tooth is shun the tree. The apple reddens never pry, lest we lose our Edens, Eve and I. Be a god and hold me with a charm, be a man and fold me with thine arm. Teach me, only teach, laugh, as I ought, I would speak thy speech, laugh, think thy thought. Me the foe require it, both demands, laying flesh and spirit in thy hands. That shall be tomorrow, not tonight, I was very sore out of sight. Must a little weep, laugh, foolish me, and so fall asleep, laugh, loved by thee. After, by Robert Browning. Take the cloth from his face, and first at the corpse to its worst. How lies in the rights of a man. Death is done, all death can. Absorbed in the new life he leads, he recks not, he heeds, nor wrong, nor my vengeance, nor strike on his senses alike, and are lost in the solemn and strange surprise of a change. How it awaits death to erase his offence, my disgrace. I would we were boys as of old, in the field with the fold. His outrage, God's patience, man's scorn, were so easily borne. I stand here now, he lies in his place, cover thy face. Among the Rocks by Robert Browning. Oh, good gigantic smile of a blown old earth, with autumn morning, how he sets his bones to bask aye the sun, and thrust out knees and feet for a ripple to run over in his mirth. Listening the while beyond the heap of stones, the white breast of a sea-lark twitters sweet. That is the doctrine, simple, ancient, true. Such is life's trial, as old earth smiles and knows. If you laughed only what were worth you laugh were clear gain, and wholly well for you. Make alone nature better by your throes. Give earth yourself, go up for gain above. And now a way of love, by Robert Browning. June, who was not over, fond paused the fall. The best of her roses had yet to blow, when a man I know, should not discover, since ears are dull, and time discloses. Turned him and said with a man's true air, half sighting a smile and a yawn, Estrella, if I tire of your tune, will she greatly care? Well, dear, indoors with you, true serene deadness, tries a man's temper, what's in a blossom, June wears on a bosom, can it clear scores with you, sweetness and readness, idem semper, or let me care for treatly or slightly. If June mends a bower now, your hand left unsightly, but pluck the roses, my June will do rightly. And after the pastime, if June be relufgent, with flowers and contemplous, all petals, no prickles, delicious and trickles, or wine poured as must time, and choose one indulgent, to readness and sweetness, or if, with experience of man and of spider, June use my June lightning, the strong insect rider, and stop with her spinning, why June will consider. Apparent Failure by Robert Browning. No, for I'll save it. 7 years since I passed for Paris, I stopped a day to see the baptism of your prince, saw, made my bow, and went my way. Walking the head and headache off, took the saint's side. Your sermons were of the Congress, Gorchakov covers appeal and Bono's replies, so salted till what met my eyes. On the dark little more grew, the dead house where you show you drowned. Petrarch's Vaucluse makes proud the scourge, your Morcus made the saint renowned. One pace one stepped in such a case, I plucked apart and entered, stalked, keeping a tolerable face, compared with some whose cheeks were chalked, led them the Britons to be balked. First came the silent gazers, next the screen of glass, a thankful for, last the thyself sermon's text, the free men who did most abhor the life in Paris yesterday, so killed themselves. Now enthroned, each on his copper couch, they lay fronting me, waiting to be owned. I thought and think their sins atoned. Poor man, God made it all for that. The reference struck me how each head religiously was hung its head. Each coat dripped by the owner's bed, sacred from touch. Each had his birth, his bounds, his proper place of rest, who last night tentated on earth some ark, where 12 such slept depressed, unless the plainest faults seemed best. How did it happen, my poor boy? You wanted to be Bonaparte, and have the Tuileries for toy, and could not, so it broke your heart? You owed one by his side, a judge were red as blood, a socialist, a leveller. Does the emperor grudge you've gained what no republic missed? Be quiet and clench your fist. And whiz why, it was red in the rain, or black, poor fellow that is blue. What fancy was it turned your brain? A woman with a price for you. Money gets woman cards, and dice get money, and ill luck gets just a copper couch and one clear nice good squirt of water or your bust, right thing to extinguish lust. It's wiser being good than bad, it's safer being meek than fierce, it's fitter being sane than mad. My own hope is, a sun will pierce the thickest cloud earth ever stretched, that after last returns the first, the white compass round be fetched, that what began best can't end worst, nor what God blessed once prove accursed. Apparitions by Robert Browning. Such a stuffed bank of moss till that May morn blue ran the flash across, violets were born. Sky would a scroll of cloud till near and far ray on ray split the shroud, splendid a star. World hold walled about, life of disgrace, the God's own smile came out, that was the face. Before by Robert Browning. Let them fight it out, friend, things have gone too far. God must judge the couple, leave them as they are. Whichever one's the guiltless to his glory, whichever one the guiltswift to my story. Why you would not bid men, sung in such a slow, strike no arm more further, stick and stink as snow, leaving right and wrong to settle the embroilment, heaven with snaky hell, and torture and entoilment? Who's the culprit of them? How must he conceive God, the queen he kept so, laughing in his sleeves? 'Tis but decent to profess oneself beneath her, still one must not be too much in earnest either. Better sin the whole sin, sure that God observes, than go live his life out, life he'll try his nerves, and the sky, which noticed all, makes no disclosure, and the earth keeps up a terrible composure. Let him pace at pleasure, pace the woods of rose, pluck their fruits when grape trees grace him as he goes. For he skins to guess the purpose of a garden, with a sly-mute thing beside there forewarned. What's the leopard-dog thing constant at his side, elegant line at the eye of its obese height? When will come an end to all the mock obscenes, and the price appear that pays for the misfeasance? So much for the culprit, who's the method man. Let him be one stroke more, for be sure he can. If it strove as evil the lamp of good to leaven, let him give his blood at last and get his heaven. All or nothing, stake it, trust she God or no, was far no farther, be it so. No, enough of your giants of prudent pauses, sage provisions, sub-intense and saving causes. Ah, forgive, you bid him, while God's champion lives, wrong shall be resisted, dead, why he forgives. You must not end, my friend, or you begin him. Evil stands not crowned on earth, her breath is in him. Once more will wrong have his last of all dare to say, I did wrong, rising in his fall? No, let go then. Both the fighters to the places, while I count free, step your backs many paces. Boot and Saddle by Robert Browning. Boot, saddle, to horse and away. Rescue my castle before the hot day brightens the blue from its silver grey. Boot, saddle, to horse and away. Right past the suburbs, asleep as you'd say. Many's the friend there will listen and pray. God's luck to gallants that strike up the lay. Boot, saddle, to horse and away. 40 miles off, like a roebuck at bay, Flood's castle ransacked with the Roundhead's array, who laughs, good fellows are this by me far. Boat, saddle, to horse and away. Who, my wife Gertrude, that honest and gay, last when you talk of surrendering nigh, have better consolers would counsel away. Boat, saddle, to horse and away. Confessions by Robert Browning. What is he buzzing in my ears, now that I come to die? Do I view the world as a vale of tears? Ah, bewildered, sir, not I. What I viewed there once, what I view again, where the physic bottles stand on the table's edge, is a suburb lane, with a wall to my bedside hand. That lane sloped, much as the bottles do, from a house that you could descry. Over the garden wall is the curtain blue or green to a healthy eye. To mine it serves for the old June weather, blue above land and wall, and that farthest bottle labelled either is the house overtopping all. At a terrace somewhere near the stopper, there watched for me one June, a girl. And now, sir, it's improper, my poor mind's out of tune. On where was a way, you crept close by the side to dodge eyes in the house, to eyes except they styled the house the lodge. What right had longer up their lane, but by creeping very close, with a good ward's help, their eyes might strain and stretch themselves to oaths. Yet never catch her and me together, as she left the attic where, by the rim of a bottle labelled either, and stole from stair to stair, and stood by rose-rivered gate. Alas, we laughed, sir, used to meet, how sad and bad and mad it was, but when, how it was sweet. Earth's Immortalities by Robert Browning. See, as the prettiest graves will do in time, our poet's wonder freshness of its prime. Spite of a Saxon's browsing horse, the swords have struggled through its bidding osier ruts. Headstone and half-sunk, footstone lean awry, wandering where brick world promised by and by. Of the minute creations, laid or played, have softened down a crisp-cut name and date. So the years done with, love me forever, on March begun with, April's endeavour. May rifts that bound me, June needs must sever. No snows fall round me, quenching June's feather, love me forever. Evelyn Hope by Robert Browning. Beautiful Evelyn Hope is dead. Sit and watch by her side an hour. Bed is a bookshelf, is a bed. She plucked with piece of geranium flower, beginning to die too in the glass. Little has yet been changed, I think. The shutters are shut, no light may pass, save 2 long rays through the hinges chink. 16 years old when she died. Perhaps she had scarcely heard my name. It was not her time to laugh. Beside, life had many a hope and aim. Duties enough, and little cares, and no was quiet, no stir. The God-sent, beckoned unawares, a sweet white brows all of her. Is it too late then, Evelyn Hope? What you saw was pure and true. The good stars met in your horoscope, made your spirit fire and you, and just because it was thrice as old, the paths and the bird diverged so wide, each was naught or each must I be told. We were fellow mortals, not beside. No, indeed, for God above is great to grant, is mighty to make, and creates the love to reward the love. Claim you still, for my own love's sake, delayed it may be, for more lives yet. For words I should to words, and not of you, much is to learn, much to forget, ere the time be come for taking you. But the time will come, at last it will, Evelyn Hope, what meant I should say, in the lower earth, and the years long still, body and soul so pure and gay. While your hair was amber, I shall divine your mouth with your own geraniums red, and what you would do with me in fine, if a new life come in the old one's stead. I've lived, I should say, so much since then, given up myself so many times, gained me the gains of a rise man, ransacked the ages, spoiled the climes. Yet one thing won, and my soul's full scope ever mystery itself missed me, and I won and find out Evelyn Hope. What is the issue? Let us see. I loved you, Evelyn, all the while, my heart so full as it could hold. There was place and to spare for the frank young smile, and the yet young mouth, and the hair's young gold. So hush, I will give you the sleeve to keep. See, I shut it inside with sweet cold hand. There, with so secret, go to sleep. You will wake and remember, understand. Fears and Scruples by Robert Browning. Here's my case. Of old I used to love him, the same unseen friend before I knew. Dream there was none like him, none above him. Wake to hope and trust my dream was true. Life not his letters full of beauty, not his actions famous far and wide. Absent he would now vote him duty, present he would find me at his side. Pleasant fancy, if I had but letters, only knew of actions by hearsay. He himself was busied with my betters, what of it, return must come some day. Some day, proving no day, here's the puzzle. Past and past my turn is, why complain? He's so busied, if I could but muzzle people's foolish mouths would give me pain. Let us hear them, your judge of writing, ask the experts. How they shake their hair are these characters, your friends inditing, call the forgery from A to Z. Actions, where's a certain proof, the bother, he, of all you find so great and good, he only claims this, that the other action claimed by man a multitude. I can simply wish I might refute you, wish my friend would, by word, a wink, bid me stop the foolish mouth, you brute you, it keeps absent, why I cannot think. Never mind, the foolishness may float me. I think sure enough, 'tis neither frost, snow, nor fire shall freeze or burn from out me. Thanks for truth, for falsehood gained were lost. Oh, my days they go softlier, sadlier, for the dream's sake. Oh, forget the thrill through me as I fought. The gladlier lives, my friend, because I love him still. Oh, but there's a menace in someone others. What and if your friend at home played tricks? People hide and seek behind the shutters. Mean your eyes should pierce through solid bricks? What if he, frowning, wake you dreamy, lay on you the ban that bricks conceal? Say, at least as so, who did not see me, does see now, and presently shall feel. Why, it makes your friend a monster, say you. Had his house no window? At first not. Would you not have hailed him? Hush, I pray you. What if his friend happened to be God? Give a Rose by Robert Browning. King Charles, who do him right now, King Charles, and is ripe for fight now. Give a rose, he is, and hates the spite now, King Charles. O give him the goods that went since, or raised me the house that sank once, or helped me to go as Benson's, or found me in wine and drank once. King Charles, and who'll do him right now, King Charles, and who's ripe for fight now. Give a rose, he is, and hates the spite now, King Charles. To whom used both George quaff else, by the old food's side that begot him? For whom did he cheer and laugh else, when old stamp troopers shot him? King Charles, and who'll do him right now? King Charles, it is ripe for fight now. Give a ruse, hears and held despite now, King Charles. Home Thoughts from Abroad, by Robert Browning. Oh, to be in England, now that elsewhere, whoever wakes in England sees some morning unaware, a louse boss and a brushwood chief round the elm tree bole are in tiny leaf, and the chaffinch sings on the orchard bough in England, now. And after April, when May follows, and whitethroat builds, and all the swallows, hark, when the blossomed pearl tree in the hedge leans to the field and scatters on the clover blossoms, and dewdrops at the bend's praise edge. As a wise thrush, he sings each song twice over, lest you should think he never could recapture the first fine careless rapture. And the fields look rough with hoary dew, all will be gay, the noontide wakes anew the buttercups, the little children's dower, far brighter than the gaudy melon flower. Home Thoughts from the Sea, by Robert Browning. Nobly, nobly Cape St. Vincent to the northwest died away. Sunset wind, one glorious blood red, wrecking into Careless Bay. Blushed mid the burning water, full and face Trafalgar lay, and the dimmest northeast distance down Gibraltar standing grey. Here and here did England help me, how can I help England? Say, whoso turns as I this evening turn to God to praise and pray, while Jove's planet rises yonder, silent over Africa.
House, by Robert Browning. Shall I sonnet sing you about myself? Do I live in a house you would like to see? It is skinned of gear, has its store of pelf. Unlock my heart with a sonnet key, and write a world as my bed I have done. Take notice, this building remains on view. Its suites of reception every run, its private apartment and bedroom too. For a ticket applied to the publisher. Now, thanking the public, I must decline. A peep from a window it folk prefer, but please you, no foot over wears hold of mine. I've mixed with a crowd and heard free talk, in a foreign land where an earthquake changed, and a house stood gaping, nor to balk, Allen's eye wherever he glazed or glanced. The hound of a frontage, shaven sheer, the inside gate exposed to day, right and wrong and common and queer, bare as the palm of your hand it lay. The owner, O.B. had been crushed, no doubt, all tablets and shares for men of wealth, what a parcel of must old books about. He smoked, no wonder he lost his health. I doubt if he bathed before he dressed. A brazier, pageant, he burned perfumes. You see, it is proved what the neighbor crest. His wife and himself had separate rooms. Friends, the god man of the house at least, kept house to himself till an earthquake came. 'Tis a fall of its wantage permits you feast. Of the inside arrangement you praised or blame. Outside should suffice for evidence, and whoso desire to penetrate deeper must dive by the spirit's sense in optics like yours at any rate. Hoity-toity a street to explore, your house the exception. With the same key, Shakespeare unlocked his heart once more. Did Shakespeare? If so, the less Shakespeare he. In a Year, by Robert Browning. Never any more will I live, neither hope to see his face as before. Once his love grown chill, mine may strive, bitterly we remembrance single still. Was it something said, something done, vexed him? Was a touch of hand, turn of head? Strange, that very way love begun. I as little understand love's decay. When I sued or drew, I recall how he looked as if I sung sweetly too. If I spoke a word, first of all, up his cheek the colours sprang when he heard. Sitting by my side at my feet, so I breathed but ere I breathed, satisfied. I, too, a love's brim, touched with sweet. I would die if death benefited, sweet to him. Speak, I love the best, he exclaimed, that the love my own foretell and confessed. Clasped my heart on Finn, now emblamed, since upon the soulless well hangeth me. Was it wrong to own, being truth? Why should all the giving prove his alone? I had wealth and ease, beauty, youth, since my lover gave me love, I gave these. It was all I meant, to be just, and the passion I had raised, to content, since he chose to change gold for dust. If I gave him what he praised, was it strange? Would he love me yet, and I found some way undreamed, paid my debt, gave more life and more, till, all gone, he should smile, she never seemed mine before. What, she felt a while, must I think, love so different with us men, he should smile, dying for my sake, white and pink, can't we touch these bubbles when but we break? Dear, the pang is brief, do the part, half the pleasure, half the plex, gross belief. Will this cold clay cod was man's heart, crumble it, and what comes next? Is it God?
In 3 days, by Robert Browning. So I shall see her in 3 days, and just one night, but nights are short, and 2 long hours, and that is morn. See how I come, unchanged, unworn, feel that my life broke off from wine, or fresh splinters keep and fine, only a touch and we combine. Too long this time of year, the days, but nights, at least the nights are short. As night shows where girl one moon is, a hand's birth of pure light and bliss, so life's night gives my lady birth, my eyes hold her. What is worth the rest of heaven, the rest of earth? O loaded curls, released your store of warmth and scant, as once before, tingling hair that lights and darks are breaking into fairy sparks, and under curl and colour pride, after warmth and scant and sight. For lights and darks, how manifold, dark inspired, light controlled, so Iliad embrones the gold. A greater fear should one say, 3 days, the change the world might change as well. Your fortune, if joy delays, baby with no worse befell. What small fear, if another says, 3 days and one should night beside, may throw no shadow on your ways. But years must teem with change untried, with change not easy defied, with an end somewhere undescried. Not fear, if a fear be born this minute, it dies out in scorn. Fear, I shall see her in 3 days and one night. Now the nights are short, just 2 hours, and that is more. Incident of a French Camp, by Robert Browning. You know the French storm Ratisbon, a mile or so away, on a little mount. Napoleon stood on a storming day, with neck out thrust. You fancy how legs wide, arms locked behind, as to balance the prone brow, oppressive with its might. Just as perhaps, he mused, my plans that soar to earth may fall, at once my army leader lanes over at yonder wall. Out twixt the battery smokes there flew a rider, bound on bound, for galloping the bridle drew until he reached the mount. And off he flung in smiling joy, held himself erect, by just his horse mane, a boy, you hardly could suspect. So tight he kept his lips compressed, scarce any blood come through. He looked twice, ere you saw his breast, was all but shot in two. Well, cried he, Emperor, by God's grace, you've got your Ratisbon. The marshals in the market-place, you beware anon, to see your flag-bird flap his wings, were I to heart's desire. Perchance the chief's eye flashed, his plans turned up again like fire. The chief's eye flashed, but presently softened itself, a sheath of a film the mother eagle's eye, and a bruised eaglet breathes, "You're wounded." Nay, the soldier's pride touched to the quick, he said, "I'm killed, sire." As chief beside, smiling, the boy fell dead. Life in a Bottle, by Robert Browning. Escape me? Never, beloved. I am I, and you are you. So long as the world contains us both, me the loving and you the aloof, but thee one eludes, must we ever pursue. My life is a fault at last, I fear. It seems too much like a fate, indeed. Though I do my best, I shall scarce succeed. But what if I fail of my purpose here? It is but to keep the nerves at strain, to dry one's eyes and laugh at the fall, and that will get up and begin again. So a shake takes up one's life, that's all. Why look but once from your father's bound at me so deep in the destined dark, no sooner the old hope goes to ground than a new one, straight to the self-same mark, I shape me ever removed.
Life and a Laugh, by Robert Browning. Escape me? Never, beloved, while I am I, and you are you, so long as the world contains us both, me the loving, and you the aloof. While the one eludes, must the other pursue. My life is a fault at last, I fear. It seems too much like a fate, indeed. Though I do my best, I shall scarce succeed. But what if I fail of my purpose here? If is but to keep the nerves at strain, to dry one's eyes and laugh at a fall, and baffled get up and begin again. So the chase take up one's life, that's all. While look but once from your father's bound, at me so deep in the dust and dark. No sooner the old hope goes to ground, when a new one, straight to the self-same mark, I shape me, ever removed.
Love in a Life, by Robert Browning. Room after room, hunt the house through, we inhabit together. Heart, fear nothing, for heart shall find her, next time herself. Out of the trouble behind her left from the curtain, a couch perfume, as she rusted, the corners of blossomed anew, the unlooking glass gleamed at the wave of the fibre. Yet for the years, and those succeed star, I drive a fresh fortune, range the white house from the wing to the centre. Still the same change, she goes out as I enter, swim a whole day in the quest, who cares? This twilight you see, is such suits to explore, such closets to search, such alcoves and porch. Man I am and man would be, by Robert Browning. Man I am and man would be, love me as man and nothing more. It me seem no other eagles boast of pinions, let them so. I may put forth angels' plumage once unmanned, but not before. Nor on earth to stand suffices, nay, if kneeling serves to kneel. Here you front me, here find the all of heaven that earth can feel. Sense looks straight, not over, under, perfect seas beyond appeal. Good you are and wise, full circle, or to me were more at sight. Wiser wisdom, better goodness, as such one the angels wide. Sense to take and hold and keep them, mine at least has never tried.
Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. The grey sea and the long black land, and the yellow half-moon large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep, as I gain the cove of pushing prow, and quench its speed in the slushy sand. When a mile of warm sea-scanted beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears, a tap at the pan, the quick sharp scratch and blue spurt of a lightened match, and a voice less loud through its joys and fears, and the 2 hearts beating each to each.
Memorabilia by Robert Browning. Did you once see Shelley plain, and did he stop and speak to you, and did you speak to him again? As strange it seems and new. But you were living before it, also you are living after. Memory I started it, my starting moves your laughter. Across the moor with a name of its own, and a certain use in the world no doubt. A hand's breadth of it shines alone, as the blank miles around about. Where I picked up on the heather, and where I put inside my breast a mounted feather, an eagle feather, well I forget the rest. Misconceptions by Robert Browning. This is a spray the bird clung to, making it blossom with pleasure. Of a high tree top she sprang to, fit for her nest and a treasure. What a hope beyond measure was the poor sprays which her flying feet hung to, so to be singled out, built in, and sung to. This is a heart the queen leaned on, thrilled in a minute erratic. Of a true bosom she bent on, made for love's regal dramatic. Oh, what a fancy ecstatic was the poor heart's, the wanderer went on, love to be saved for, proffered to, spent on.
My Star by Robert Browning. All that I know of a certain star is it can throw, like the angel's spar, no a dart of red, no a dart of blue, till my friends have said they would fain see too. My star that dartles the red and the blue, when it stops like a bird, like a flower hangs for lead. They must solace themselves with the Saturn above it. What matter to me if a star is the world? Mine has opened its soul to me, wherefore I love it.
Nationality and Drinks by Robert Browning. My heart sank before a clad flask just now beneath the heavy sedges that serve as pond's black face for mask, and still at yonder broken edges of a hole are the puppets glisten as from hard I look and listen. Or laughing a little flask, compelled for depth to depth more bleak and shady, as when both arms beside her held, feet straightened out, a gay French lady is caught up from life's light and motion and dropped into death's silent ocean. Up jumped Hawke on our table like a pilgrim cast at water, drove to seaward stout and able, arms into quadrants all in order. And fiercely looked north, and wheeling south, blew with his buckled challenge to draught, cocked his flap head with tosspot feather, twisted his thumb in his red moustache, jingled his huge brass bursts together, tightened his waist with his Buddha sash, and then with an impudent snort caught a bush, shrugged his hump shoulder to tell the beholder for 20 such knaves he should laugh but the bolder. And so with his sword hilt gallantly jutting, and Dexter hand on his haunch abutting, when the little man saw Osbro strutting, yes, to Nelson's memory. The second time that I, at sea, right of Cape Trafalgar here, have drunk deep in British beer. Nelson forever, any time, and I has to command in prose or rhyme. Give me with Nelson only a touch, and I save it be a little how much. Yes, one our captain gives, and so down at the word by George shall it go. He says that at Greenwich, the point that beholdeth Nelson's coat, still of town the shoulder. They used to lean with one shoulder digging, jigging, as it were, and zig-zig-zigging up against the missing jigging.
Natural Magic by Robert Browning. All I can say is I saw it. The room was as bare as your hand. I locked in the swarm little lady, I swear, from the head to the foot of her, well, quite as bare. No notch should cheat me, said I, talking my stand, and this boat which I draw, and this boat I withdraw it, and the laughs the lady, not bare but embowered. The fool knows what with you overfruited and overflowered. Impossible, only I saw it. All I can sing is, I feel it. This life was a blank as that room, and let you pass in here, precaution indeed. Walls, ceiling, and floor, not a change for a weed. Wide opens the entrance, where's cold now, where's gloom. nor May to sow seed here, nor June to reveal it. Behold you enshrinden these blooms of your brain, these fruits of your bowing, May birds of your winging, a fairy tale, only I feel it. Never the time and the place, by Robert Browning. Never the time and the place, and the loved one all together. This path, how soft to pace, this May, what magic weather. Where is the loved one's face? In a dream at loved one's face meets mine, but the house is narrow, the place is bleak, where outside rain and wind combine, with a furtive ear, if I strive to speak, with a hostile eye at my flushing cheek, with a malice that marks each word, each sign. Our enemies sly and serpentine, uncoil we from the waking man. Do I hold the past was firm and fast, yet doped if a future hold I can? This path so soft to pace shall lead, through the magic of May to herself indeed. Or narrow, if needs the house must be, outside are the storms and strangers. We, oh, close, safe, warm sleep, I and she, I and she. Now, by Robert Browning. Out of your whole life give but a moment, out of your life that has gone before, all to come after it, so you ignore. So you make perfect the present, condense, in a rapture of rage, of affection's endowment. Thought and feeling and soul and sense, merged in moment, which gives me at last your own me for once. You benefit me, above me, sure despite of time future, time past, this tick of our lifetimes, moment you love me. How long such a suspension may linger. Ah, sweet, who moment eternal just wait and no more. In ecstasy's utmost we clutch at the core, while checks burn, arms open, eyes shut, and lips met.
Our Lyric Love by Robert Browning. Our lyric love, half angel and half bird, and all a wonder and a wild desire. Boldest of hearts that ever braved the sun, took sanctuary within the holier blue, and song a kindred soul out to his face. Each human their drive of a heart, and the first summons from the darkling earth reached to him at their chambers, blended the blue, and bared them of glory to drop down to toil for man, to suffer or to die. This is the same voice, can their soul not change? Hail then and hearken from the realms of help, never may commence my song, my duty call to best taught song by gift of thee, except with bent head and beseeching hand, but still despite of the distance and the dark what was, again may be some interchange of grace, some splendor once, the very thought, some benediction, ancient with a smile. Never conclude, but raising hand and head, the eyes that cannot reach, and yearn for all hope, all sustainment, all the ward, the utmost up and on, so blessed back in those wide realms of help, but heaven thy home, some whiteness which I judge thy face makes proud, some awareness where I think the foot may fall.
One Way of Love by Robert Browning. All June I bound a rose in sheaves, and rose by rose I stripped the leaves, and strew them where Pauline may pass. She will not return aside, alas, let them lie, suppose they die. The chance was way might take her eye. How many a month I strove to soothe with stubborn fingers to the lute. Today I venture all I know, she will not hear my music. So break the style, fold music's wing, suppose Pauline had bade me sing. My whole life long I learned to love. This hour my utmost art I prove, and speak my passion, heaven or hell. She will not give me heaven, 'tis well. Who's who win heaven, blessed are they.
Overhead the treetops meet by Robert Browning. Overhead the treetops meet, flowers and grass spring 'neath one's feet. There was naught above me, and naught below, my childhood had not learned to know. What are the voices of birds, aye, and of beasts? But words, our words, only so much more sweet. The knowledge of what with my life begun, when I had so near made out the sun, and counted your stars, the 7 and 1, like the fingers of my hand. Now I could all but understand, wherefore through heaven the white moon ranges, and just when out of the soft 50 changes, an unfamiliar face might overlook me, suddenly God took me. Parting at Morning by Robert Browning. Round the cape of a sudden came the sea, and the sun looked over the mountain's rim, and straight was a path of gold for him, and the need of the world of men for me. Pippa's Song by Robert Browning. The years at the spring and days at the morn, mornings at 7, the hillsides dew pearled, the larks on the wing, the snails and the fawn, God's in his heaven, all's right with the world. Porphyria's Lover by Robert Browning. Rain set early into night, the sullen wind was soon awake, it tore the elm tops down for spite, and did its worst to vex the lake. I listened the heart fit to break, then gilded in Porphyria, straight she shut the cold out of the storm, and kneeled and made the cheerless great blaze up, and all the cottage warm. which done she rose, and from her form withdrew the draping cloak and shawl, and laid his solid gloves by, untied her head and let them hair fall. At last she sat down by my side and called me. And her voice replied, she put my arm about her waist, and made the smooth white shoulder bare, all her yellow hair displaced, and stooping made my cheek lie there and spread all her yellow hair, murmuring how she loved me. She, too weak for all her heart's endeavour, to set its struggling passion free from pride, and vain at highest to sever and give herself to me for ever. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay feast restrain a sudden thought of one so pale for love of her, and all in vain. So she was come for wind and rain. Be sure I looked up at her eyes, happy and proud. At last I knew Porphyria's worshipped me. Surprise made my heart swell, and still it grew while I debated what to do. That moment she was mine, fair, perfectly pure and good. I found a thing to do in all her hair, in one long yellow string. I whirled her 3 times, and it frowed around and strangled her. No pain felt she. I'm quite sure she felt no pain. As a shut but holds a bigger belly upped her lids again. Laughed the blue eyes for the stain, and I untied next the dress about her neck. Her cheek once more blushed bright beneath my burning kiss. I propped her head up as before, only this time my shoulder bore her head, which drops upon it still. Smiling rosy little head, so glad it has at utmost will, all its scorn at once is fled, and I its laugh am gained instead. Porphyria's laughed, she guessed not how her darling one wish would be heard. And thus we sit together now, all night long we have not stirred, yet God has not said a word. Prospice, by Robert Browning. Fear death, to feel the fog on my throat, the mist in my face, and the snows begin, and the blasting note I am nearing the place, the power of the night, the press of a storm, the post of the foe. There he stands, the arc in a visible form, yet a strong man must go. The journey is done, the summit attained, and the barriers fall. For battles the fight of a girl began, the ward of it all. I was ever a fighter, so one fight more, the best and the last. I hate that death bandaged my eyes, that the poor made me creep past, and let me taste the whole of it. There, like my peers, the heroes of old, beer the burned, in the minute pig-led last areas of pain, darkness, and cold. Or sudden the worst turns the best, the brave, the black minutes at end, and the elements rage, the fear and voices that rave, shall dwindle, shall blend, shall change, shall become first a peace out of pain, then a light, then vapid, over the soul of my soul. I shall clasp thee again, and with God be at rest. Respectability, by Robert Browning. Dear had the world and its caprice deigned to proclaim, and now you both have recognized your pliant troth, am sponsor for you, live in peace. How many precious months and years of youth had passed, that speed so fast, you have found it out at last, the world and all it fears. How much of priceless life was spent with man with every virtue decks, and woman models of her sex, society's true ornament. Have you dared wonder, nights like this, through wind and rain, and watch the sane, and feel the boulevard break again, to warmth and light and bliss? I know, the word prescribes not love. I lost my finger to caress your lips' contour and downiness, provided it subtly aglow. Earth's good word, the institute, wizards receives with helm bed, down the court the lampions flare, or forward your best foot. Summum Bonum, by Robert Browning. All the breath and the bloom of the year in the bag of one bee, all the wonder and wealth of the mine in the heart of one gem, and the call for one pearl of the shade and shine of a sea. Breath and bloom, shade and shine, wonder, wealth, and, how far above them, truth that's brighter than gem, trust that's purer than pearl, brightest truth, purest trust in the universe, all well for me in the kiss of one girl. The Boy and the Angel, by Robert Browning. Morning, evening, noon, and night, praise God, sang Theo cried. When this poor trade returned that by the daily meal was earned, hard he laboured, long and well, as though the boy's curls fell. Ever at each period he stopped and sang, praise God. Then back again his curls he threw, and cheerful turned to work anew. Said Blaise, the listening monk, well done, and doubt not thou art heard, my son. As well as if I was today the praising God, the Pope's great away. As yesterday the Pope of Rome praised God from Peter's dome. Said Theo cried, would God that I might praise him that great away and die. Night passed, day shone, and Theo cried was gone. If God today endures alway 1,000 years are but a day. God said in heaven, nor day nor night, now brings the voice of my delight. Then Gabriel like a rainbow's birth spread his wings and sank to earth. Entered, in flesh, the empty cell, lived there and played the craftsman well. At morning, evening, noon, and night, praise God in place of fear cried. And from a boy to youth he grew, the man put off his strappings hue, the man matured and fell away into the season of decay, ere our trade ban ever lived on earth content. He did God's will, to him all one, if on the earth or in the sun. God said, "A praise is in mine ear, there's no doubt in it, nor fear. Sing out worlds, and so new worlds that from my footstool go. Clear love sound other ways, amid my little human praise. When forth sprang Gabriel's wings, off of the flesh disguise you made the cell. 'Twas Easter day, he flew to Rome and paused above St. Peter's dome. The tying room close by the great outer gallery, where his holy vestments dyed, stood the new Pope, Theocrate. All his past career came back upon him clear, since then a boy he pleaded straight, till on his life the sickness waited. And in his cell, when death drew near, an angel in a dream brought cheer, and rising from the sickness cheer, he grew a priest, and now stood here. To the east with praise he turned, on his side the angel burned. Abore thee from thy craftsman's cell, and set thee here. I did not well. Vain ye lived my angel's fear, vain was the dream of many a year. A voice's praise seemed weak, it dropped, creation's chorus stopped. Go back and praise again the early way where I remain. For the weak voices for disdain take up creation's pausing strain. Back to the cell and poor employ, resume the craftsman and the boy. Theocrate grew old at home, a new Pope dwelt in Peter's dome. Unvanished as the other died, we sought God side by side. The Guardian Angel, by Robert Browning. Dear and great angel, wouldst thou only leave the child, and thou hast done with him for me? Let me sit all the day here, but when eve shall find perform thy special ministry, and time come for departure, or suspending thy flight, mayst see another child for tending, another still to quiet and retrieve. When I shall feel thee step on step no more, from where thou standest now to where I gaze, and suddenly my head is covered o'er with those wings, wide above the child who prays now on the tomb, and I shall feel regarding me out of all the world, for me discarding me on heaven thy home that waits on the Alps its door. I would not look up by the past the head, because the door opes, like the child I know, for I should have a gracious face instead, a bird of God. And wilt thou bend me low like him, and lay like his my hands together, and lift them up to pray, and gently feather me as the lamb there with a garment spread? If this was ever granted, I would rest my bedpan of wine, while thy healing hands close covered both my eyes beside thy breast, pressing the brain which too much thoughts expends back to its proper size again, and smoothing distortion down till every nerve had soothed, and all lay quiet, happy and suppressed. How soon all worldly wrong would be repaired. I think how I should view the world and skies and see, when once again my brow was bared after the healing, with such different eyes. A world, as God has made it, all is beauty, and knowing this is love, and love is duty. But further may be sought, for all declared. Because Ruth's angel has sought each, elf different. The little child to pray, holding the little hands up each to each pressed gently, with his own head turned away from the earth, where so much lay before him of work to do, where heaven was opening o'er him, and he was left a farmer by the beach. We were at Fano, and 3 times we went to sit and see him in his chapel there, and bring his beauty to our soul's content. My angel with me too, and since I care for dear Gugino's fame, which in power and glory comes his picture for a dower, thought the path was so magnificent. And since he did not work thus earnestly at all times, as else endured some wrong, I took one thought his picture struck for me, and spread it out, translating it to song. My love is here, where are you, dear old friend? I rolls far at your world's far end, with some corner, yonder is the sea.
The Last Ride Together, by Robert Browning. I said, when, dearest, since 'tis so, since now at length my fate I know, since nothing all my love avails, since all my life seemed meant for fails, since this was written and needs must be, my whole heart rises up to bless your name in pride and thankfulness. Take back the hope you gave, I claim only a memory of the same, and this beside, if you will not blame, you'll leave for one more last ride with me. My mistress, bend the brow of hers, those deep dark eyes where pride demurs, when pity would be softening through, fixed me a breathing while or two. With life or death and the balance right, the blood replenishes me again. My last thought was at least not vain. I and my mistress, side by side, shall be together, brave and right. So one day more am I defied, who knows but the world will end tonight. Hush, if you saw some western cloud, or billowy bosomed overboard, by many benedictions, suns, and moons, and evening stars at once. And so, you, looking and loving best, conscious grew, your passion drew, cloud, sunset, moonrise, starshine too, down on you, near and yet more near, till flesh must fade for heaven was here. Was lent she and lingered joy and fear, was lay she a moment on my breast. When we began to write, my soul smoothed itself out, a long cramped scroll, freshening and fluttering in the wind. Past hopes already lay behind, what need to strive if life awry? And I said that, had I done this, some might I gain, some might I miss. Might she have loved me just as well? She might have hated, who can tell? Where there be no ever worst befall, and here we are riding, she and I. Fail I alone in words and deeds? Why, all men strive, and who succeeds? A road it seemed my spirit flew, so other regions, cities new. As the world rushed by on either side, I thought all labor, yet no less, be our benefit and success. Look at the end of work, contrast the petty done, the undone vast. This present of theirs, the hopeful past. I hoped you would love me, here we ride. What hand and brain went ever paired, what heart alike convinced and dread, what act proved all its thought had been, what will but fell the fleshy screen. We ride and I see your bosom heave, with many a crown for who can reach 10 lines, a statesman's life in each. A flag stuck on a heap of bones, a soldier's doing what Aton is, with scratch name on the abbey stones. My riding is better, by their leave. What does it all mean, poet? Well, your brains beat into rhythm, you tell what we felt only. You expressed, you hold things beautiful the best, and pace them in rhyme so, side by side. 'Tis something nate as much, but when have you yourself what's best for man? Are you poor, sick, old, your time, near one with your own sublime, and we who never have turned a rhyme? Sing, writing's a joy, for me I write. And you, great sculptor, so you gave a score of years to art, a slave, and weds your Venus, whence return to yonder girl that thoughts a burn. You cries, and shall I repine? What, man of music, you grown grey, with notes and nothing else to say? Is this your sole praise from a friend? Greatly is opera's strains intent. But in music we know our fashioned end. I gave my youth, but we write in fine. Who knows what's fit for us? Had fate proposed this here should supply my being, had I signed the bond, still one must lead some life beyond. Half a bliss to die with, dim decreed, this foot once planted on the goal, this glory garland round my soul. Could I descry such? Try and test. I sink back shuddering from the crest. Earth being so good, would heaven seem best? Now heaven and she are beyond this right. And yet she has not spoke so long, and if heaven be that, fair and strong at life's best, with our eyes upturned, while our life's flower is first discerned, we fixed so ever should so abide. What if we still ride on, we two, with life forever, old yet new, changed not in kind but in degree, the instant made eternity, and heaven just prove that I and she ride together, forever ride? The Lost Leader by Robert Browning. Just for a handful of silver he left us, just for a ribbon to stick in the coat, found the one gift of which fortune bereaved us, lost all the others she lets us devote. Way with a gold to give, doled him out silver, so much was theirs who so little allowed, for all our copper had gone for his service, rags were the purple his heart had been proud. Hubert had loved him so, followed him, honored him, lived in his mild and magnificent eye, learned his great language, caught his clear accents, made him our pattern to live and to die. Shakespeare was of us, Milton was for us, Burns, Shelley were with us. We watch from our graves, he alone breaks from the van of a free man, he alone sings the Maria and the slaves. We shall march prospecting, not through his presence. Songs may inspire us, not from his lyre. Deeds will be done while he bodes his quiescentness, still biding crouch whom the rest debate aspire. Blot out his name when record one lost soul more, one task more declined, one more footpath untrod, and more triumph for devils and sorrow for angels. One wrong more to man, one more insult to God. Life's night begins, let him never come back to us. Where would be doubt, hesitation and pain, forced praise on our part, the glimmer of a twilight, never glad, confident, morning again. Best fight on well, for we taught him strike gallantly, aim at our heart, we pierce through his own, and let him receive the new knowledge and await us, pardoned in heaven, the first by the throne.
The Lost Mistress by Robert Browning. All's over, then, does truth sound bitter, as one at first believes? Hark, there's a sparrow's good-night twitter about your cottage eaves, and the leaf-buds on the vine are woolly, and noticed wet to-day. One day more bursts them open fully, and now the red turns grey. Tomorrow we'll meet the same then, dearest. May I take your hand in mine? Mere friends are we, were friends the merest, keep much that I resign. For each glance of the eyes are bright and black, or keep with heart's endeavour. Your voice, when you wish for snowdrops back, would stay in my soul forever. And I will but say what mere friends say, only a thought stronger. I will hold your hand, but as long as all may, for so very little longer. The Patriot, by Robert Browning. It was roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. A house who seemed to heave and sway, the church spires flamed, the flags for half a year ago on this very day. The air broke into a mist of bells, the old woods rocked with a crowd and cries, and I said, Good folks, my noise repeals, but give me your son from yonder skies. They had answered, and afterward, what else? Like it was I who leaped at the sun, to give it my loving friends to keep. Naught man could do have I left undone. Resume me harvest, what I reap this very day, no year is run. There's nobody in the housetops now, just a palisade few at the windows set, though the best of the side is, all alone, at the Shemless gate, or better yet, the very scaffold's foot, I trow. I got in the rain, and more beneath, a rope cuts both my wrists below. I think that the feel my forehead bleeds, the fling whoever has a mind, stones at me for my year's misdeeds. Thus I entered and thus I go, and triumphs people have dropped down dead. Paid by the bird, what darest thou owe me? God might question, and instead, as God shall reply, I'm safer so.
The Twins, by Robert Browning. Grand rough, old Martin Luther, bloom fables, flaws and foes, the better than counter, roses stick like boors. A rigger asking alms, one day at the able door, said Luther, but seized with qualms. Herbert replied, We're poor, poor who had plenty once, when gifts fell thick as rain. But they give us naught for the nonce, and how should we give again? Then the beggar, see your sins of old unless I err. Ye had brothers for inmates, twins, date and debitor. While date was in good case, debitor flourished too. For debitor's lenten face, no wonder if date grew. Would you retrieve the one, try and make plump the other. When date's penance is done, debitor helps his brother. Only beware relapse, the boat hung his head. This beggar might be perhaps an angel, Luther said.
The Years at the Spring, by Robert Browning. The years at the spring, and days at the morn, mornings at 7, the hillside's dew pearled, the larks on the wing, the snails on the thorn, God's in his heaven, also ride with the world. Time's Revenge, by Robert Browning. I've a friend over the sea, I like him but he loves me. It all grew out of the books I write. I find such favour in his sight that he slaughtered you with savage looks because you don't admire my books. He asked himself, though, if some vein were to slip tonight in his heavy brain tomorrow month, if I lived to try round should I just turn quietly out of the bedclothes, stretch my hand till I found him, come from his foreign land to be my nurse in this poor place, make my broth wash my face, and light my fire, and all the while be with his old good-humoured smile. But I told him, better have kept away than come and kill me night and day, with verse and fever throbs and shoots, the creaking of his clumsy boots. I am as sure that this he would do, as that St. Paul's is striking too, and I think I rather woe is me. Yes, rather would see him than not see, if lifted a hand could seat him there before me in the empty chair tonight. I had aches indeed, I can neither think nor read, nor make these purple fingers hold the pen, the scare's freezing cold. And I've a lady there he wakes, the laughing fiendal prince of snakes, within me, at her name to pray, fate sends some creature in the way of my love for her, to be down-torn, up-thrust and outward borne, so might prove myself that sea of passion which I needs must be. Call my thoughts false and my fancies quaint, and my style infirm and its figures faint. All the critics say, more blame yet, and not one angry word you get. But bless you when I would put my cheek beneath that lady's foot rather than trample on the mine lords of a Florentine, and you shall see how the devil spends the fire God gave for other ends. Tell you, I stride up and down the scared, crowned of love's best crown, and feasted with love's perfect feast, to think I care for her. At least body and soul and peace and fame, like youth's end, manhood's aim, so's my spirit, as flesh with sin filled full, eaten out and in the face of her, the eyes of lips, the chin with stir of shadow round her mouth. And she, tell you, calmly would decree that I should roast at the slow fire, if it would compass her desire, make her one whom they invite to the famous ball tomorrow night. There may be heaven, there must be hell. Meantime, there's our earth here. Well. To Edward Fitzgerald, by Robert Browning. I changed upon a new book yesterday. I opened it, and then my fingers lay twixt page and uncut page these words I read, some 6 or 7 at most, and learned thereby that you, Fitzgerald, whom by ear and eye she never knew. Thank God my wife was dead. I did, and were yourself alive, good Fitz, how to return your thanks would task my wits. Kick my Sims to common lot of curse, but more appropriate greetings lend your grace. Surely to spite her glorifies your face, spitting from lips once sanctified by hers. Try, by Robert Browning. Sing me a hero, cringe my first of soul, ye bards, quoth Bard the first. Soul of a good knight did don his helm and eke his hapgron Sir Olaf in his bard. Within Scafro quoth Bard the second, but I were up as for fate becalled my hero to some step beneath its precept smiling tempting death you too without your host have reckoned. A beggar child, let's hear his third, stood on the quail's edge like a bird, sank to herself with careless play and fell into the stream. Dismay, help you withstanders by none stirred. Bystanders reason think of wives and children that ever risk their lives. Of a balustrade has bounced the more instinctive dog, and pounds plump in the prize while he dives. Up he comes with a child, see tight in mouth, alive too, clutched from quite a depth of 10 feet, 12 I bet. Good dog, what awful careless, yet another child aside. All right. How strange, he saw no other fall. It's instinct in the animal, good dog, but he's a long while under. If he got drowned, I should not wonder, strong current against the wall. Here like comes howits and mouthful times. What may the thing be with its prime? Now, did you ever reason reign? A man alone since all trace pains have fished, the child stole from the slime. And so mid the laughter gate trotted my hero of outre. Should somebody prerogative of reason reasoned? Why he dived his brain would show us, I should say. John go and catch, or, if needs be, purchase that animal for me. But the vivisection at expense of half an hour, 18 pence, a brain secretes dog's soul will see. Verse-making was the least of my virtues, by Robert Browning. Verse-making was the least of my virtues, and viewed with despair with what never yet was but might be. All but verse-making, were if the life would but lengthen to wish, had the mind been laid bare. So I said, to do little is bad, to do nothing is worse, mid-verse. Love-making was simple a matter, not depths to explore, no heights in a life to scant, not as heartening before, and frying hereafter, love now will be love evermore. As I felt, to keep silence were folly, or language above, I might laugh. Why I am a liberal, by Robert Browning. Why? Because all I haply can and do, all that I am now, all I hope to be, whence comes that safer fortune setting free body and soul the purpose to pursue, God traced for both? If it has not a few of prejudice, convention forth for me, each shall a bit man, each in his degree, also God-guided be and gaily too. But little do or can the best of us, but little is achieved for liberty. Who then dares hold, emancipating thus, his fellow shall continue bound? Not I, who live, love, labour freely, nor discuss a brother's right to freedom, that is why. Woman and Roses, by Robert Browning. I dream of a red rose tree, and which of its roses free is the dearest rose to me? Round and round like a dance of snow in a dazzling drift, as its guardians go floating the woman faded for ages, sculpted in stone on the poet's pages. When full a woman fresh and gay, living and loving and love today, last in the rear flee the multitudes of maidens, beauties yet unborn, and all to one cadence may circle a rose to my rose tree. Dear rose, the term's reached, the leaf hangs loose and bleached, bees pass it unimpeached. Stay then, stop, since I cannot climb you, great shapes of the antique time. How shall I fix you, fire you, freeze you, break my heart at your feet to please you? Oh, to possess and be possessed, hearts that beat neath each pallid breast. Once but of love, the poesy, the passion, drink but once and die, and vain the same fashion, the circle a rose on my rose tree. Dear rose, thy joys undimmed, thy cup is ruby rimmed, thy cup's hot nectar brimmed. Deep as drops from a statue's plinth, the bee sucked in by the huan sieve, so that bear me while burning, quench like him at a plunge my yearning, eyes in your eyes, lips on your lips. Fold me fast with cincture sips, prison all my soul in eternities of pleasure, girdle me for once, but know the old measure, the circle my rose on my rose tree. Dear rose for the fawn, her buds the babe are born, first streak of a newborn. Wings, lend wings for the cold, the clear, what is far conquers, what is near. Roses the bloom not want beholders, sprung from the dust their flesh moulders. What shall arrive of cycles change, and of a grace and a beauty strange? I will make an Eve, with the artist that began her, shaped it to his mind, alas, in like manner they circle their rose on my rose tree. You love me yet, Robert Browning. You love me yet, and I can tarry your last protected growings. June reared with bunch of flowers you carry from seeds of April sowing. I blend a heart full now, some seed at least sure to strike and yield what you'll not pluck indeed, not love, but maybe like. Your look at least on love's remains a graceful one violet. Your look that pays 1,000 pains, but stiff, you love me yet.
Youth and Art by Robert Browning. It once might have been, once only, we lodged in a street together, you a sparrow on the house top lonely, I a lone she-bird of his feather. Your trade was with sticks and clay, you thumbed, trussed, pathed and polished when laughed. We will see some day Smith made and Gibson demolished. My business was song, song, song. I chirped, cheeped, trilled and twittered. Kate Browns on the boards along, and Grizzy's existence embittered. I earned no more by your rabble, when you by a sketch and plaster. You wanted a piece of marble, I needed a music master. We studied hard in our styles, chipped each at the crust like Hindus, for air looked out on the tiles, for fun watched each other's windows. You longed like a boy of the south, cap and blouse, nay, a bit of bird too, or you got it, rubbed your mouth, the fingers the clay adhered to. And I soon managed to find weak points at the flower fence facing, was forced to put up a blind and be safe in my corset lacing. No harm, it was not my fault, if you never turned your eyes tail up, as I shock upon E in alt, or ran the chromatic scale up. For spring bade the sparrows pair, and the boys and girls gave guesses, and stalls in our street looked rare, with bulrush and water cresses. Why did not you pinch a flower in a pelt of clay and fling it? Why did not I put a power of thanks in a look or sing it? I did look sharp at the lynx, and yet the memory rankles. When models arrived, some minx tripped upstairs, she and her ankles. But I think I gave you as good, that fond fellow who can know how she pays in a playful mood, for his turning her the piano. Could you say so and never say, suppose we join hands and fortunes, and I fetch her from over the way, a piano and long tunes and short tunes? No, no, you would not be rash, nor I rasher and something over. You've to settle, give Gibson's hash, and Grizzy yet lives in clover. But you meet the prince at the board, I'm queen myself, as palace bare. I've married a rich old lord, and you dubbed knight and an R.A. Each life unfulfilled, you see, it hangs still, patchy and scrappy. We have not sighted deep, I laughed free, starved, he's despaired, been happy. And nobody calls you a dunk, and people suppose me clever. This could but have happened once, and we missed it, lost it forever.